Hi everyone, I'm Jerry, Cloud Evangelist at Snow Software. I've been building and designing systems in the cloud for over a decade and created this series of videos to share some of my experience with you. This video, the second in the Cloud Fundamentals series, I'll introduce you to the different types of cloud delivery models like SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Let's get started. In the first video, I shared what I consider the common definition of cloud computing to be, and that is the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. And then I went on to talk about the benefits and the use cases for cloud computing. In this video, I'd like to talk specifically about the different types of delivery models available to you in the cloud, how they differ from one another, and how you might select the right one for you. They're also sometimes referred to as cloud service models or cloud computing service models. Let's get started. These may be familiar: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. They're the three most popular cloud delivery models. IaaS, or infrastructure as a service, is the on-demand access to cloud-hosted virtual servers, storage, databases, and networking, sort of the back-end IT infrastructure that you need for running applications and workloads in the cloud. PaaS, or platform as a service, is on-demand access to really complete, ready-to-use cloud-hosted platforms for developing or running or managing applications. PaaS is really designed to make it easier for developers to quickly create applications without worrying about setting up or managing the underlying infrastructure like servers and storage, etc. SaaS, or software as a service, is the on-demand access to ready-to-use cloud-hosted applications. With SaaS, your cloud provider hosts and manages the software application and the underlying infrastructure and handles any maintenance like software upgrades and security patching for you. As a user, you connect to the application, usually with your web browser or your phone. It's important to note that IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS are not mutually exclusive. Depending on your business and your use case, you may use one or more or all three of these. Let's dive a little deeper into each one of these models. Infrastructure as a service, or IaaS, includes cloud building blocks like servers, storage, networking, etc. With IaaS, you get complete control over your infrastructure and access to the same technologies and capabilities that you might have in, say, a traditional data center, but without having to physically maintain or manage any of it. With IaaS, you still access your servers and data directly, but through a virtual data center in the cloud. Most cloud providers' initial offerings were IaaS. Advantages of IaaS include flexibility, increased scalability, fault tolerance, performance, and cost efficiency. Some examples of IaaS providers include AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Linode, DigitalOcean, Cisco, etc. Platform as a service, or PaaS, is generally considered to deliver frameworks for developers and app builders that they can then use to build and create customized applications. Like IaaS, PaaS includes infrastructure like servers and storage and network, and also includes middleware, dev tools, business intelligence services, databases, and more. And in this case, the provider manages of all of these. The developer is responsible for maintaining and managing the applications themselves. Some examples of PaaS include AWS's Elastic Beanstalk, Windows Azure, Heroku, or Google App Engine. PaaS is delivered over the internet and allows developers to focus on building their software without having to worry about the operating systems, software updates, storage, or the underlying infrastructure. And like IaaS, PaaS benefits include availability, scalability, but primarily reduced management overhead of those developer environments. Software as a service, or SaaS providers, are cloud-based applications that users access, again, on demand over the internet without having to install or maintain any of the associated software. Good examples of this include email apps like Outlook or Gmail, Office applications like Google Docs or Microsoft Office apps, other apps like Slack, Adobe Lightroom, or Premiere. SaaS applications are really popular among businesses and also for general users, given that they're often easy to adopt and accessible from just about any device, whether that's your laptop, your tablet, or your mobile device. And they often have free or premium or freemium or enterprise versions of their applications. The benefits of SaaS, like PaaS, is the abstraction of the underlying infrastructure, and that, in this case, includes servers and storage and also middleware, so that the users of these applications are really only exposed to the interfaces and applications that they interact with directly. Which of these delivery models should or will you use? Well, as I mentioned at the outset of this video, they're not mutually exclusive. You might only use one, like a SaaS application, for example, if you're just looking for office tools for yourself or for your employees. Or you might use IaaS for building applications and frameworks, and also use SaaS for email or video editing, for example. And as you grow, you might find that your business needs change over time, or your employee skill set changes, and that requires you to adopt other delivery models that are better suited to your particular needs at that particular time. One of the things that I've inferred as I've been describing each of these delivery models is that as you move up or down the stack from IaaS to PaaS to SaaS, your responsibilities change, as do those of the service provider. Using on-premises as a reference point, you can see that as you move from IaaS to PaaS to SaaS, the cloud provider takes on more responsibility for the underlying infrastructure. Depending on the skill set and experience of your team, this may be a contributing factor in determining which of these delivery models you choose. In this video, I've talked about the cloud delivery models and which ones you might use. I hope you found this useful. In other videos in this series, I'll talk more about cloud fundamentals like cloud servers, databases, machine learning, storage, and more. I hope you'll join me for those. If there are other topics you'd like me to cover, you can let me know here by commenting on this video, or you can reach me directly on Twitter. I'm AWS Geek. Thanks, everyone. That's it for now. In the next Cloud Fundamentals video, I'll introduce you to the different compute options that you have in the cloud, like virtual machines, containers, and functions. I hope you'll join me for those. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, where I'm AWS Geek. And don't forget to visit snowsoftware.com. Thanks.